What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. I am your host. And as always, we have a whole lot to talk about. So, the Golden State Warriors are officially cooked. And we're going to talk about this weird link that they may have to the New York Knicks. We'll also answer three big questions that the Knicks have for the remainder of the free agency before they head into training camp. Of course, Mitchell Robinson, he left the Knicks for the Boston Celtics. And finally, the Knicks break their silence. And of course, there's one thing that the Knicks have done that made this offseason a little bit different. And maybe 10 years ago, we would have reacted differently. And then, of course, there's a lot of people or teams rather, that are on the prowl looking to improve themselves. There's one Eastern Conference team that is suggested they pursue Deuce McBride. And, this whole LeBron to Philadelphia, there's one thing that keeps LeBron connected to New York. And of course, our flagship topic, Mikal Bridges' last interview, he revealed some very, very intriguing details. We're going to get to the bottom of that in his post-championship interview. But look, man, my question of the day is, are the Knicks ignoring the buyout market? And if they are ignoring the buyout market, is it a mistake? But we're going to talk about all of this today on the Blue and Orange Brunch Show. What's up, Knicks Nation? I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes. Tell a friend that we live, man. Hey, what's good, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Man, I changed my plans. All I want to know, New York City, is what happened to the damn rain. But anyway, before we get to that, we do have to address the proper formality. We have to smash that like button. So as you enter the show, smash that like button so we can let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. And we're still cooking with hot grease. And while you're at it, you may as well subscribe, because well over half of you guys who watched in the last 28 days are not subscribed. So subscribe now and help us close the gap. We're on the road to 10K subscribers. Each time we reach new milestones, we do have special subscriber giveaways. So subscribe now, because you just never know when the next contest will be. But we will give you advance notice. But you still would have to subscribe and smash that bell icon so you get all the notifications. What's good, y'all? We in the building. I'm going to hit the live chat ASAP early just to see who's in here. So to my man JJ, like he says, definitely smash those likes. Zach, what's good? Danny, I see you. Okay, AWAX. OKF Nation in the building heavy. Cleo, don't call me Cleo, call me Champ. All right. And JJ says the rain is coming soon. Oh, I've been waiting for it, man. I was supposed to go somewhere, and I said I'll just deal with it tomorrow, because I ain't trying to deal with the rain. But then the rain never came, and I'm like, damn. But just to give you a couple of updates, today we will get into the MVP donors. Blue and Orange Brunch throughout the week. This weather is weird. I'm getting ready to start the Objective Fan Hoop series for all the channel members that want to see me hoop. I want to start it this week, but I just got to make sure I'm not getting rained on out there. So I'm looking to see what day. It'll either be Thursday or Friday because I made plans Wednesday morning. So Thursday or Friday will be the day. And it depends on the weather. If the weather will hold up on Thursday, I'll go on Thursday. But if not, definitely Friday because the weather, according to the forecast, should be a whole lot better. All right. And then tonight we also got a two. Today's a two a day. So I will be doing a level-headed Knicks talk tonight. There's some other topics we want to talk about, opening day stuff, just to give you a brief preview. But there's always things to talk about. So the two-a-days continue, okay? So how do we begin this? Okay, I'm gonna get into research mode. We just gonna hit it out the park early, stop playing, and get to work, all right? Oh, and hold on. Let's see how I almost forgot. Bam! Can't forget the 82 nights, or there it's available for pre-order. All you have to do is hit the link tree. All right. So check out my link tree. That's linktree/TheObjectiveFan. I'm gonna put that link in the chat right now. All right. I almost forgot the intro. The 82 night series. All right. Bam. So let me pin this so you guys will be able to access it. All right. So yes, the message is pinned. All right. Salute to y'all. And all you have to do is hit the link tree for more details. There was another announcement I want to make. Can't remember. But I'll get it later. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get to research mode though early because we have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna start with the ops, even though they're not technically ops. But they're not our friends either. So the Warriors are officially cooked. They made a big time mistake because literally right before the show, one thing I don't like is when I have a whole topic and then all of a sudden news comes out and now I got to shift and pivot. Like that's the worst thing in the world. But we got some news that the Warriors re-signed Draymond Green. Now, the issue isn't that they re-signed Draymond. The issue is that they gave him $27 million. Is that, to me, I'm asking the question. And it's not about Draymond, whether he's worth it or not. It's not an individual shot at Draymond. But what it is for me is, does that help you win? Right? Is that gonna, because you were trying to get LeBron, but now you don't have LeBron, and Draymond took less money or was willing to take less money for LeBron. So they wound up giving the $27 million to Draymond Green. Now, the only reason why I'm bringing up Draymond Green, I know we don't give a damn about the Warriors, is because I was about to lead a show, believe it or not, with this topic here. Because I saw this and I was like, wait a minute. Could this be? And there was some reports, a couple of different people, not just one, that was stating that Draymond Green could be on his way to the Knicks. Yeah. Hold on, let me get this on the screen right now. All right. Research mode activated. Bam. Bam. So Knicks listed as a top landing spot for Warriors NBA All-Star. I was like, the hell they talking about? There was never any thought of Draymond Green going to the Knicks. But all of a sudden, as of this afternoon, and even I was probably saying late last night too, there was talks about Draymond Green going to the Knicks. Could you imagine? Knicks list Bleacher Report Dan Favor listed the Knicks as one of the 3 best landing spots for Draymond Green at this stage in his process. Now, my only problem with this is they were assuming that there was a contract issue, because that's what I was looking for. Right? We know that Jalen Duran and the Pistons has a contract discrepancy We understand that some of these other guys, Kuminga's having a contract discrepancy right now with the Lakers. So there is some contract discrepancies out there, but I never seen that Draymond Green was going through any struggle with the war. In fact, the reports were all pointing to the Warriors doing exactly what they did, and which was to give him the money. But how do you guys think that Draymond Green would have fit in New York? How do you think he would fit in New York? And this is why, and this topic actually spawned my thought process was, even though Draymond's not a buyout, but are the Knicks completely ignoring the buyout market, or are we being, prudent and we're taking our time because no one has really signed the buyout contract yet? Let me think. Still got the Rose in there, right? You still got Caldwell Pope was just bought out, but he's supposed to go to the Sixers. So you hadn't really had no movement, but are we ignoring the buyout market? Because none of the players besides Valanciunas have been linked to the Knicks. But I ain't gonna lie. I know y'all don't like Draymond Green. Yeah, y'all stuck on players. Y'all don't like certain players. Y'all hate players. I don't hate players. I go after the institution. That's just me. I don't hold grudges against players because players come and go. And like I always say, my motto is I'm trying to win a damn championship. So the question is, can you help me win or not? So if you can't help me win the championship, then I don't want you. If you can help me win the championship and the numbers and the money works, I don't see the problem. I got a clip. I just dropped it today talking about Bradley Beal with my man Tugboat. Go check it out after this show. And we were going back and forth, and he was like, no, we shouldn't get Bradley Beal. And I'm like, Bradley Beal was an all-star, 30 points a game. He averaged 17 a game in Phoenix, playing off the bench a lot of the times. And you're going to say no to that? But this time you could, even though Draymond, it's a dream, it's a myth, because he just signed back to the Warriors. But do you guys think that Draymond Green would have been a solid pickup? Would you guys have been excited for if the Knicks were able to land Draymond Green for a veteran minimum? Once again, we're talking about minimum contracts, not $30 million, not trading Josh Hart or trading Bridges. No, we're talking about signing a player to add to your team. Would that have been a bad addition? I'm curious to know. I was shocked to see that because I'm like, I've never seen no one talk about Draymond to the Knicks. And then literally an hour later, boom, Shams drops the bomb that the Warriors re-signed him. I'm going to give you the exact amount. They re-signed him for, I think, $27 million. Oh, $27.7 million. So about $28 million. That was the deal for Draymond to return to the Warriors. And just because, I like talking about basketball and looking at the salaries, let's go look at the what that means for their team now that they have brought Draymond Green back. And this is why I'm arguing that the Warriors are cooked. It's like they just gave up. Like, you still got DeRozan out there. You still got other players out there. So I don't really know exactly what they want to do. This move with Draymond definitely puts them in the first apron status, and they still would have to sign 12 more players, I believe. I'm not sure if Bassey's still there. This is with the assumption that Bassey is still there. I don't know. But they still would have to sign 2 more players for about like $8 million they'll have left, right? Because 5, no, about $6 million. $6 million they'll have left to sign if they want to stay under the second apron, which I'm pretty sure they do. But this is their team. They're pretty much settling for what they already had. Even though I like this kid right here, maybe they believe Yaxel Lindenberg is going to put in work and be a starter. I mean, he was the Summer League MVP. That means anything to you. I don't give a damn about no damn Summer League MVP. But special note there, Pacone Dadier shut him down. He definitely shut him down. So no Draymond Green to the Knicks. It is what it is. All right, I'm gonna get to another topic. All right, Mikal Bridges, that's the flagship topic. We're gonna talk about him a little bit later. He revealed some interesting things in his interview, and we'll also get into a soundbite for that as well. My main question today is: are the Knicks ignoring the buyout market? We're too good. We're the champs. We don't need buyout players. I'm curious to know if that's what the Knicks are doing. Do you believe that? And I'm gonna get to the three questions, and I'm gonna get to the Mitchell Robinson stuff. All right. So three questions plague the Knicks as the Knicks enter into this new season, so to speak. And we know that we have extensions. We know that there's potential trades. A lot of you guys firmly believe that we need another center. I think we need a power forward, right? Some of you guys think we need another ball handler. I mean, there's a lot of different requests all over the place. And we know that Leon Rose still has moves left. What are these moves? Only he knows, right? I got another good time. I'm gonna save that for tonight's show. Tonight's show gonna be fire too. I got a lot of topics, man. A lot. Usually when I don't go live, because I could have went live last night, and I probably should have. It's just so many topics get left behind, and I like to talk about as much as we can when it comes to the Knicks. But these are the three questions ahead of training camp, and of course, it includes Karl Anthony Towns' future. Now, I did the podcast yesterday. We talked about Karl Anthony Towns and the decision. And we call it a $272 million problem. And the only reason why I titled the video that is because that number spells this team breaking up. Because it instantly puts us into the second April, right? There's no other way unless you're going to start trading off the other pieces. So there's a lot of speculation as to how much he should sacrifice. I broke that down pretty eloquently. I'm not going to talk much about that. If you want to see that, just go watch the podcast that we did yesterday. Definitely a good watch. But I broke that down as to how they could keep those guys there. Now, these are the questions. All right. Hopefully this is not going to. All right. I can't scroll down. Hold on. I'm trying to refresh the page. But these are the questions that they're asking. Can't scroll down. I don't know why. No, I think I know why. It's because of my ad blocker. They hating on the ad blocker. I'm just gonna come out of research mode. All right. So I'll just read it off the questions. We do it old school, the old school way. All right. So the first question, of course, is who gets the last roster spot. I mean, there are still players available, right? And I thought I had that article there, breaking down the remaining free agents. But maybe I'm saving that for later. That's why I don't got it there. But there are free agents that are there, right? Believe it or not. We talked about Bradley Beal, right? We talked about all of those things. But the last roster spot, we tried to get Cisse, negative. Nick Richards is there, Tony Bradley, Drew Eubanks. I mean, these names may not be sexy. Kevin Love, Jeremy Sohan. We talked about an interesting trade yesterday with Sohan, if you re-sign him, that you couldn't even make. But, a lot of time, this is why anytime who says, if you read an article and they're proposing a trade and they don't show the numbers, that more than likely the trade can't get done because there's politics to the deal that prevents it from getting done. So if you want to check that out, like I said, I was on the podcast. We talked about that. You still got Bruce Brown, Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, Nicholas Batum, DeMar DeRozan. Of course, you got the two-way spots. We don't even have not one two-way contract signed. Why didn't Tyler Nickel get the two-way spot? Is it because they're looking at Tyler Nickel for that last spot? But there's no way they could be looking to give Tyler Nickel the last roster spot when they try to sign Cisse. Was Cisse just smoking mirrors? So many question marks. I don't know. But the two-way deals is the second question. And the third question is the Towns extension. How will that play out? Like I said, I broke down the details of it yesterday. But I do think that it is going to happen. I think they're going to come up with a number that works for both sides. Out of these other two things, the two-way deals nobody cares about. But the last roster spot for me is a bigger concern than Towns' extension, only because I think they're going to get a deal done. Now, if it was in the air and a mystery, then I would be like, ooh, yeah, this is pressing. But I think Towns and the relationship that those guys have should be enough to get it done. But hey, you never know, right? Sometimes money brings out the worst in people. So we'll see. But I do know that they didn't sign the deal last year, which which would have benefited the Knicks actually, because now he starts his new deal sooner, right? Or if it's not sooner, it would be the percentage of the cat that I got to look into that. But 35% still, it doesn't even make a difference because 35% is still 35% no matter when you sign it. Usually it's just, all right, do you want to start your new deal a year earlier? But because he's already on a player option, that doesn't even apply. Right? It'll be the same time. So even if he would have signed last year, the money would mostly probably be the same if it's at the 35%. But and maybe this was the challenge last year. I don't know. But maybe last year he wanted the max. I mean, we don't know, right? There was no offer for sure extended by the Knicks. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But we know that Leon and Towns has a really good relationship, right? So we'll see how that plays out. By the way, if you just joined the show, smash that like button. I do appreciate you guys. We're still cooking with hot grease, and we have to let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. All right. Also, subscribe, because half of you guys in the chat right now are not subscribed. So subscribe now and help us close that gap. By the way, we get 100 likes, I'm going to give away memberships. I'm feeling good today. So smash that like button. We get 100 likes, I'm going to give away 100 memberships. 100 minutes. 5 memberships, not 100, but 5. All right. Hey, salute to Joseph. I see you. L Figgy. What's going on? Facts and opinions. What's good? J-Tap Mob. OKF Nation. What's good? All right. Haha. Hey, yo, J-Tap. Just because you said that, I'm definitely going to get into Mitch. So the Knicks break their silence on Mitchell Robinson departing and making this way towards Boston, right? Taking his talents to the TD Garden, the other garden, in that nasty green, similar to them nasty ass baked beans. And every time I think about the Boston Celtics, I think about this. Sad ass songs, because they sad and sorry. They're like the Golden State of the East, and they're gonna fall off the map to me. They got a team full of all you people. Yeah, see, one thing about me, one thing I learned how not to get cooked in the argument is you have to stay consistent. So a lot of you guys have all of these standards. Oh, I'm not going to sign this player because he gets hurt. I'm not going to sign this player because of this and that. But on your team, some of your favorite Knicks were injury prone. Facts. Mitchell Robinson was the most injury prone. We're not going to just act like that because he had one healthy year. Salute to the great Casey Smith, by the way. He's the head of the training staff. and the lady who's a surgeon who I keep forgiving to give the special highlights to. I can't remember her name, but she also very instrumental. But you know, when we're talking about Mitchell Robinson and you're glorifying him, but now this new guy, he doesn't play enough games. But y'all were willing to go into the second apron for Mitchell Robinson. Half of y'all, I don't want y'all to tell me y'all don't want a free agent because of injuries. Because y'all not consistent in your arguments, and I'm going to get you every time. I promise. When you're inconsistent and you're saying things, but it's not, you have special standards for special players. See, I treat all the players the same. But y'all have special standards for special players. And that's the problem. So Mitchell Robinson, once again, he's gone. All right. Good ridden. You know, I'm not crying for nobody. It is what it is. It's the business of basketball. Last player I cried for was Patrick Ewing. Salute to the great Patrick Ewing. So anybody can go to me. Listen, if Patrick Ewing can go, if Walt Clyde Frazier can go, Bernard King could go, Charles Oakley, John Starks, if they can go, Carmelo Anthony can go. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else. Especially if they're not Jalen Brunson. He's the one that's not going, for sure. But this is a part of the game. Back to research mode. Knicks break silence on Mitchell Robinson's free agent's departure. Let's see. Early this summer, Knicks made a difficult decision. The decision wasn't difficult. Let me keep it real. The decision to let go of Mitch was very simple. It wasn't difficult. First off, the decision to let Mitch go was made last year. For the record, it was made last year. Once they realized, second apron blues, not doing that, not committing to Mitch. So let's go into the season. Let's see if we can come up with a trade for him. But no trade made sense. And I was on the record saying that I wouldn't trade Mitchell Robinson, but I knew that he was going to walk. And the reason why I didn't want to trade Mitchell Robinson, because the trade didn't make sense. There was no trade that made sense. Plus, I already saw the play with the load management, which was crazy, right? And I knew that there was a effort to limit Mitch, whether it be for injury or other reasons. So my motto is, why would I pay $20 million, $18 million, or even $15 million for a backup center? It's not like you can start him with Towns. The double big lineup was trash. So yeah, it wasn't a difficult decision. I'm sorry. That hurts a lot of your hearts. It wasn't difficult. Dolan had been clear on his remit that the Knicks stay outside of the luxury tax, the second luxury tax apron. Mitchell ultimately signed a 3-year deal, $47.3 million with the Celtics. And then we signed Drummond for the minimum. All right. So Sports Track's Keith Smith was at Summer League, and a member of the front office, we don't got the person named, this is what they said. All right. Was it Leon Rose? I don't know. So this is what he said. Yeah, it's tough. You want to keep everyone, especially after you accomplish what we did together. Yes, listen, 26, 20, 25, 26 champions of the world, a team of destiny, incredible. Of course, you don't want to let anyone go. But the business of basketball is always going to rear its ugly head because it's an ugly business. But anyway, but you just can't. See, that's why the decision's not hard. You just can't. We're excited to have Andre Drummond in the mix now, of course. For the minimum, for the low. He's as good as a backup center as there is in the league. Ooh. We'll miss Mitch for sure, but all you can do is keep moving forward. First of all, salute to Mitchell Robinson. I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming from Mitch because I don't have a vendetta against players. I really don't. In fact, I was the one pulling for Mitch because I saw the play. I'm like, man, you better pay that, man. So in my mind, Mitch is out of there because he got to go get paid, man. All right. He's in a very, very vulnerable time of your career because you got to understand what year is Mitchell Robinson in? Hold on, really quickly. I'm willing to pivot because you see, one of the things, and I went to St. John's University. I was a sports management major. Then I changed my major and I became a sports management minor. So one of the things you have to understand about sports is the business of sports. So ever since college, I always had a knack to, or desire to understand the business of basketball. I just never wanted to be a part of it, but I always wanted to understand it because I realized that there's a veiled curtain and there's reasons for things going on behind the scenes, especially financially, right? This league is based on, do we want to pay you? And if we don't want to pay you, we're going to trade you. And if nobody doesn't want to pay you, you will be out of the league. So this is why I'm saying about Mitchell Robinson being in a vulnerable time. You see this 8-year? All right. So Mitchell Robinson needs another 2 years to be eligible for the NBA pension. That 10-year mark is very important. So you need to lock up as much money as you can. So all of that sacrifice to stay with the Knicks, what happens if Mitchell Robinson would have took less money and God forbid he got hurt? Now, this is in jeopardy now. How old is he? Look at that. So once you get to 30, 31, y'all already calling Andre Drummond washed and Bradley Beal. Oh, they washed. They in their early 30s. They washed already. But what would happen to Mitch, God forbid he gets an injury, and now he's facing this? This is a serious factor. All right. So he had to go out and get at least a 2-year deal. Right. And I think the 3rd year of that deal is a team option. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Pull up Mitchell Robinson's deal really quickly. All right. Very important. Ooh, they gave him a play option. So, yeah. So he writes the cards and now he gets to retire and get that NBA health insurance and all of that good stuff that comes with that 10-year mark in the NBA. So, yeah, we could talk about the loyalty and you know, that's for fans. This is a business. There's no such thing as loyalty in the business of basketball. That's why the Warriors are cooked. You spent all that money on Draymond Green. $27 million to put you right up under the second apron. Because, oh, we got to run it back with the same team. Knowing damn well y'all not making the playoffs with that team. Are you kidding me? And then you get Jimmy Butler back in February. And Kristaps Porzingis is a mystery with his health. You don't know when he's going to be available. You lose Quentin Post, right? You got this kid Yaxelberg. You banking on him. I think they really banking on this Yaxelberg kid to be something. Anyway, bringing it back to Mitchell Robinson. Because, you know, the executive, who we don't have a name of the person, but, you know, this is what they had to say. We'll miss Mitch for sure, but we got to keep it moving. That's just facts. That's just facts. Zach Graham from ESPN gave the Knicks a B+ for their pivot towards Drummond. He says stylistically, the Knicks couldn't have found a better replacement for Mitchell Robinson. He and Drummond are massive centers, all right? Indefatigable. I'm not sure how to pronounce this one. Anyway, I guess he's trying to say they don't get tired. Tireless rebounders and poor free throw shooters. All right? So there you go. But I do think that that Drummond is a better free throw shooter than Mitch, but whatever. All right. So yeah. So, you know, that's That's what they broke their silence at Summer League, according to this Yahoo Sports. What do you guys think? You can hit the phone line 646-995-8389. If I miss your call, I will call back. All right. All right. 646-995-8389. I want to talk about Mikal for a little bit, and then I want to get you guys in here. Definitely got to talk about Mikal Bridges. Very important. So, a lot of y'all, if you're new, you may not know that I was Mikal Bridges' attorney last season. I wore, a button up. We was acting like we was in court. I had exhibits, and I was defending him because you guys on social media, you guys are cruel. He's trash. He's a bum. Trade him. Put him on the bench. And I had to come and pump the brakes and said, slow down, Tiger. Y'all looking at it wrong. And I think that I made my mark in shaping how a lot of you guys feel about Mikal Bridges. Because I went deep into the detail about his role. See, sometimes, and this is why I could give a damn about an opinion when it comes to the reality of fact, right? Because just because you have an opinion on something doesn't make it right. So just because you believe that Mikal is supposed to go out there and drop 25, it doesn't mean that that's exactly what he's there for. And I think that was a lot of the mental unpacking and unblocking that I had to penetrate because we had to start at the basics. See, I'm somebody, I always deal with a premise. I'm not just going to go off the deep end over here and there. There's a premise. My first premise with Mikal was his perception of his role. I was the one to introduce that Mikal is not there to score. So you can't judge him just by his offensive output. Now, if he's inefficient from the field, that's never something I'm going to condone. All right? I'm never going to condone Mikal Bridges when he's not shooting well. But if he only takes 2 shots, I'm not putting that all on Mikal because Mikal is somebody who the majority of his baskets are assisted upon. So you have to get him in the rhythm of the game. There is no plays called for Mikal Bridges. All right? So I think I did a good job of bringing that to the fold. Then we talked about the Iron Man streak. We talked about, I don't think I spent a lot of time on the money because I never looked down on people's bags. Like even with this Draymond conversation, for me, it wasn't about Draymond's worth of $27 million because you are worth what someone's willing to pay you. And the Golden State Warriors paid him that. All I'm saying in regards to that is how does that make the Warriors a better team? That's it. When everybody's making upgrades and improvements like the Lakers, you just bringing back Draymond Green and sporting that like that's going to be enough. But bringing it back to Mikal Bridges, he is there and to be a connector, floor spacer, but defender. He is our main point of attack defender. And he in my opinion, Mikal Bridges was the defensive player of the playoffs. I'm not sure. Ooh, that's a good poll. Hold up. Write that down. In my opinion, Mikal Bridges was the defensive player of the playoffs. And I take the fade with anybody on that if you disagree. Right? So, and I also, in day 2 of the trial, I focused more on the playoffs and I advocated for his defense. Because as bad as his offense was at times, we know the 2 points, the 0 points, he is still locking dudes up. He had the best defensive field goal percentage in the 4th quarter in the league. That means when it got down to clutch time, he's locking down whoever. That's elite defensively. And he, to me, had all the tougher assignments. every series he had to deal with the team's best players. You know, CJ McCollum was cooking. Okay, we had to make adjustments. Sometimes it was Hart, sometimes it was Bridges. But if you go look at the playoffs and you look at his defensive field goal percentage, he really elevated. But there was a couple of things he said in this interview that I want to address. And I'm going to start here because he actually talked about the live that he did. Do y'all remember the live that he did? And a lot of people was like, yo, Mikal was saucy. You don't know what saucy means. It means that he was drunk. But Mikal was like, I'm not drinking. I'm not drunk. I'm just high off life. All right. So Mikal Bridges went live back in June, the aftermath of the Knicks winning the title. All right. Hilarious and inebriated candor. Right. But he said he wasn't drunk, but that's what he said. Yeah. You know. And then Brunson was like, somebody take Mikal's phone. Town says all-time IG, great live, okay? But this is what he had to say about that moment on the pod. I know I'm lit in the moment, but I'm very conscious of what I'm doing. So like that, he wasn't like inebriated, like where he was just extra saucy. No, he was, I was just feeling good. Obviously, everything is very in the moment of like just talking. I'm drunk or whatever's on my mind. I'm just talking, but I'm very conscious. I'm not dumb. I'm not going to say anything that's super out of the pocket. I'm going to be as real as I can be. Salute to Mikal for that. Wasn't out of control. You know, he wasn't, of course, he might have been drinking, but he wasn't like too faded. Like he's cognizant of where he's at. He knows that he's not in the locker room. But he was just giving the fans, you know, a sneak peek of what he, you know, what was on his mind at the time, right? So everybody loved him for that. Honestly, I think that was probably the best PR that Mikal could have probably ever gave himself, right? Because a lot of Knicks fans was like, oh, look at Mikal. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing, right? And then so now I'm going to get into this soundbite, which comes from his mouth. And he's talking about what he was going through, you know, last season. So just waiting for this ad. All right, that ad is done.
Fans don't understand, especially if you get on a player and
Hold on, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna run it back a little bit.
But for you personally, as you went through this year, because all you did by the time we hit playoffs was elevate your game.
Yeah.
So where were you mentally as you went through this season?
I mean, I was all right. I think the biggest thing that sometimes fans don't understand, especially if you get on a player and you know, you frustrate them. Like me personally, like I wasn't happy with my own play. So like,
so he right there, he's responding to the backlash that a lot of you guys in this chat. Oh, Mikal, he's a bum. He needs to go to the bench and all these things. He knows he got to play better. He knows that. You don't think they know that? That's what he's trying to say. I'm gonna play some more.
people be upset, frustrated. Like I'm an ultimate competitor, so like I'm at home and that's every day, the whole, especially in the season, all I think about is my job. All I think about is my work. So how I sleep at night, what I do the night before, what I do 2 nights before a game is all because of my job. So I think.
So he's properly preparing himself. He's up for the task. He knows what he has to do. He doesn't need us telling him what to do, even though we're going to talk our talk. We're entitled to talk our talk, right? But all he's trying to say, this is what I'm getting from it, is that, you know, you guys can't be harder on me than I am on you. But Mikal, if you're watching this show, or if you happen to see this video, just know that I was your lawyer, man. I was there for you. And all the people who was there in this chat, they'll tell you, I was your attorney and I was defending you because I felt like some of the narratives from the fans weren't fair. A lot of you guys, some of you are still in this chat, making a big deal about the picks. Now it's F those picks. But during those times, The picks was another thing we had to deal with. Then the money, and I don't even like the money conversation because I don't like to talk about people's money and say they're not worth that. You are worth what someone is willing to pay you. So no matter what you think I'm worth, it doesn't matter if it fails in comparison to what I'm actually getting paid. So your opinion of what you think I should make is irrelevant. So we had to combat that. Then in day 2 of the trial, I said, yo, playoff time is shine time. And I went through the history of his performances in the playoffs. In Indiana, he was one. In that Indiana series we lost, the last one, he was one of the most consistent players in the series, offensively and defensively. But no one gives him credit for that because we lost. And everybody was just upset at the loss, right? But Mikal has played good basketball. And I think sometimes us as fans, we jump off the deep
end. Take it real seriously. So people get a little frustrated and stuff. I'm on the other end, like you think I'm happy? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not playing well, struggling, or something in the system or whatever it is, like, so that's, I think, a part they don't understand a little bit sometimes. I think some people do, but I think they don't understand.
Hey, Mikal, I'm one of those people that understand. but they don't understand. He's talking to y'all. Y'all don't get it. You just don't get it.
Like, I think because players make money and sometimes they think, oh, he just make his money. He's just not whatever. But, you know, I'm going through whatever, but I'm trying to be the best player I can be. And it's challenging for me because I'm a mental case with it. You know what I'm saying? Every single day, what I eat, whatever I do, I'm so mental about it. So that's pretty much the thing I got to say about that.
So that's Mikal's comments, all right? You want to call up, I'm opening up the phone lines, 646-995-8389. If I miss your call, I am calling back, but I do want to give a big time salute to Mikal. I'm glad he said that because maybe now going forward this year, you guys would look at him a little different. A little different. I know a lot of us are still happy off the championship, so you know everybody's in great favor right now, unless you're J-Tap because he doesn't like Josh Hart no matter what. But for the most part, a lot of you guys, I think I've let go of some of the grudges, whether it be with Mike Brown, Towns, right, Mikal. I think some of you guys have definitely let those things go. But hit those phone lines, and I just want to remind you guys about game night. Well, okay, I always say game night. Game night's the playoff edition. I want to remind you about the New York edition to the 82 night series. All right. And it's available for pre-order. This includes the complete 26-27 Knicks schedule. All right. Plus all 12 components of the 82 nights basketball intelligence system. That's game tracking, stat trends, 10 game reviews, players to watch, fan engagement pages, season reflections, and much more. Pre-orders include free shipping, and your journal will be scheduled to arrive in early October, right before the season begins. All you have to do to reserve a copy is to check out my link tree. The link is pinned in the chat and in the description of this video, all right? And from there, you will be able to reserve your copy. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys inside of the new 82 Nights Club. All right. Working on that as we speak. But salute to y'all. Let me get to these phone lines. Definitely check out the 82 Nights series. You know, something that I put together. And, you know, it's going to expand your mind beyond the horizon as a fan. Right. Because a lot of times we just don't do a good job of keeping track of the details. So when you see me reach back and grab that 82 Nights, I know I haven't done that in a while. Boom. I remember I was having a conversation with Tugboat. And he was like, yo, did the Oklahoma City Thunder run the Hacker Mitch? I said, hold on, let me check. Boop, boop, boop. Went to the game. Oh, yep, they ran the Hacker Mitch. Yep, they definitely did. So, you know, it's a good way to keep track of what's going on. All right, let me see who called up. Hit these phone lines. All right. Ooh, I got to do the MVP donors as well. I'm gonna do that after these waiver calls. I'm gonna get into the MVP donors. Let's see. Okay, I got my man Blue. All right, keep the calls coming, 646-995-8389. And let's talk. We got to talk. Mikal Bridges was not happy with his performance.
Yo,
Hey, Blue, we in the building, man. How you feeling, family?
I'm doing all right. How you?
I'm good. I'm talking basketball, man. Waiting for the rain. But what's on your
Yeah,
mind?
right. You and me too. You and me both. Um, so let's just address a lot of your uh I guess say talking points, right?
Okay.
Um, so I want to talk about Mitch real quick. Look,
Uh-oh.
it's not that um people miss Mitch or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's more or less like, like his impact. I thought he was a very impactful player when we had him, or the times he was available to play. He was very impactful. This is why
Yeah.
so many teams opted to do the hack a Mitch strategy because of his impact on the game.
Right.
So I just thought that Mitch, his viability here was um it was I guess important,
Okay.
because of how he played and the way he impacted the game. But
Right.
he's gone.
Yep.
But that's neither here nor there right now. Mikal Bridges. So during the season, he was very, let's just call it up and down,
Okay.
right? Inconsistent, you can also
Mm-hmm.
call it, but Um, as far as when he was in the playoffs, both years, right?
Yeah.
Um, I thought he played well, but could he have played better? Is the question, right? You say his defense was stellar. Nobody's denying that. His defense was stellar, for the most part. I don't have any contention with Mikal up until the season starts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when the season starts, the East is now loaded now. He can't come with this same type of energy, and I get it, he's criticizing himself and he wants to, do more, and he expects more of himself,
Mm-hmm.
from what we expect of him, but um he can't expect to come into this, upcoming season being that you're champs, and I want to see a step up from especially him in particular. I don't want to hear they're not calling no plays for you. At this point, there's a rhythm with this team. I believe it's a read and react,
10
you
Yeah.
know,
seconds.
Mm-hmm.
offense. So I need to see more from him. I don't want to see, well, how much did he average? Like 14, 12,
14.
14 points, right? I want to see at least, give me 17. You
But
know,
are the Knicks requesting that of him? See, that's your
So
perception of what you
yeah,
think
that's
his
my
success.
perception. Yeah, but I mean, so with the East being more just elite, you can call it. I don't even want to use that word, but they're bringing more. You gotta bring more. The Knicks, they haven't said it yet, but you're gonna have to, assuming that the competition has gotten that much more competitive. So you have to bring more to the table. You can't just say, all right, I'm gonna rest on my laurels, I'm gonna bring my 14 points to the table and we're gonna be good. Nah, you got
Okay.
to bring more. The
Okay.
East is bringing more. So
Good point. Good point about the East bringing more. I like that point.
yeah.
Because that is a big concern, man. But I appreciate you, Blue, man. Great call,
All
man.
right,
Great
all
call.
right, bro. All right. Later, champ.
No doubt. I get what he's saying. What he's saying from his perspective makes a lot of sense. He wants more from everybody. So they all got to do more than what they did last year. I think that's an honorable position to take. However, there is a pecking order, right? And sometimes what we want is not what they want. And this is what I was saying about the trial. Because, you got to go back and watch it. It was so much information. I literally went up to like Exhibit AG. I had that much information to defend Mikal Bridges at the time. But scoring, I don't think is the right barometer to judge Mikal's successful. Because when he says play better, I know he means score more, right? Now, if he would have said, get that 3-point percentage up to 40%, get that field goal percentage as close to 50 as possible, try to get as close to 60% in 2-point range. Okay, cool. Now we're elevating our efficiency, right? Because there's no telling will he get more shots or not. I don't know. I don't know how Mike Brown's system, he could get more. But do understand, once again, that is not his role. So I prefer efficiency, right? Let me see, you working harder in these areas, being more efficient, so to speak. All right, got another call. 646-995-8389 if you want to talk. Talking about Mikal Bridges. My question of the day is, are the Knicks ignoring the buyout market? All right. We talked about how Draymond Green could have came to the Knicks, but he went back to the Warriors on a $27 million deal. All right. And then the three big questions plaguing the Knicks is the two-way contracts, Towns extension, and what we're going to do with that last roster spot. So if you want to talk about any of these topics, 646-995-8389. Let's talk. Get my man Wilton in here. And if I miss your call, I will call back as well. All right.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, Wilton?
How you, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm here talking basketball. Hopefully you doing well as well.
Now, of course, man. I'm always doing well, man. So what do you think was about to go on, as far as the Knicks side? Because everybody seems to stack. What do you think the plans are for the Knicks to get another center?
Yo, let me tell you something. I have no idea what the hell Leon going to do. Now, we did see the Cisse move, and that may have given us a hint, but he could go into a whole nother direction from that point. Maybe he saw something in Cisse, like, we could get him, but because it was a 2-year deal as well. So I don't know what he's looking for. And this is why I'm asking, like, because there's players on the buyout market and the Knicks are not linked to them. So it's like, what direction are we going? And is it going to be Nick Richards? Are we waiting until the last day to bring in Nick Richards and a whole bunch of other guys on Exhibit 10s and Exhibit 9s? So it's kind of hard to pinpoint. Go ahead.
What about, Khalil Ware? Like, if we could fleece Milwaukee and get Khalil Ware, we could give him like another, like a draft pick, whatever, keep Deuce and get Khalil Ware.
You say keep Deuce?
Yes. Like,
I mean,
Milwaukee, like 2, like, second-round draft picks. You know what I mean?
Man, you wishing on a star, my brother. I'm sorry. They traded Giannis for Ware. So I don't know where there's people thinking, because I gave a center, Cult Burner, and people were like, oh, no, the Hornets would never trade. So you think yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't mind Cult Burner. Like, I'll keep this game out, man. Like, listen, we can get Cult Burner, we be all right. I just need somebody guaranteed to back up Towns and Drummond, because I don't think Drummond is it.
Okay.
I mean, Drummond's the answer right now. I mean, I don't know, because Drummond, he's not a pick of his career. You know what I mean? So yeah. I need a guaranteed backup that's gonna, like, really, score, defend, rebound. Give us what we need.
Well, he could definitely score. He could definitely score. He shoots threes. He gets buckets. He does. He can score. And he rebounds at the same rate as Mitch, just not on the offensive glass.
I mean, he know how to make free throws, right?
Yeah, he's a way better free throw shooter, and he shoot threes. So yeah. I think you should give him a shot, but we don't know what Leon's going to do.
Yeah. Or you know what? I mean, try Liam Robbins. Like nobody's not giving him a shot.
Seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody's not getting that. Nobody's not getting him a shot to really prove himself because he could be a good third string center for us.
Well, and let me tell you something. There was this guy, Jamarian Sharp. I'm not sure if you remember. We talked about him. 7'5"
from Brooklyn.
I don't know why we couldn't get him. I don't know why we didn't sign him. So I don't like. They clearly have targets and goals, and it's just not making sense to me right now. But maybe later it might. Maybe once we get into training camp, we see the team. We're like, oh, okay, you know. But I do agree that while I'm not as big on a backup center to replace Drummond, I want a power forward. I want a real I want somebody 6'9" who's nice. That's what I want.
I feel you. I just want somebody. I want somebody 7 foot that can spread the floor as well as Cat, play defense, rebound, and we can stay afloat. Because I just need somebody that contain Wemby, Mitch Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Those centers. The semi-contained Joker.
To be fair, Mitchell Robinson was getting cooked in the finals by Wemby. To be fair, he was getting cooked. He was. So I think we'll be all right. I think I don't think the loss of Mitch is as big as y'all making it out to be. I think we're gonna be. You feel me? I think we're good. But thank you, man. I appreciate you though, Wilton, man. Great call.
All right, man.
No doubt. That's my man Wilton right now. Great, right there. Salute to him. Good call. I like the questions. I like when people ask questions, because that's the only way to get the answer. But anyway, salute to V-Dash. I appreciate the sub. He says, start the season like we ended the last one and then finish even stronger. That's it. It ain't that complicated, chat. Salute to the chat. Salute to me. By the way, what you're saying is great in practical sense. But the last 7 teams that won the championship, they had the same process or thought, and they all lost. So I don't think it's as simple as it, or you say it's not complicated. I think it's a little bit more complication there, because if it was that simple, then we would have seen more repeaters. However, I do agree though, V-Dash, that, you got to start the season strong. You got it, because here's the thing, right? V-Dash, and you're on the money, because you have an advantage over most of these other teams because you already know each other. You got the same coach, same players for the most part. Might be some new bench guy, but the same core coaching and starters. So now you should start fast, because you're not going to have the same growing pains that Philly's going to. Well, we don't know if they have growing pains, because we've seen teams hit the track hard, right, and start out fast. But at the same time, based off of what V-Dash is saying, we finished so strong. Like we finished so we dominant. We won 15 out of our last 16 games. That's how we should start the season. We should start the season 15-1. But I agree with that part. I think that we should come out the gates, because we're mostly going to be playing against East Coast teams, right? You might get the Spurs because, they want to remake the championship game. They always start the season like that. Or mostly they start, not always, but mostly they start the season like that. But at the same time, these teams, they're going to be gunning for you. But I do think you got to bring that intensity that V-Dash is talking about, But I do think it's more complicated than just that, because I don't think that, we would be the only teams to figure that out if it was more simple or less complicated. But I appreciate you, V-Dash, and if you guys can't call up, you could always do what V-Dash did, send in a donation, and I would treat your message in place of a call. And that could be a Cash App, Super Chat, whatever you prefer, right? Because I know you guys are busy at work, moving around. And even sometimes on the phone lines, if I can't get back to you, I know some of you guys can't get back to the line. So I understand. So I'm just trying to give you guys as much options as we can. Man, there's so many good topics that, man, my head is spinning right now. And there's more topics that's not even on the bill that I'm thinking about. Like, damn, we should have talked about that. All right, so look, I'm gonna get into this Deuce McBride clip. All right, I'm gonna get into the LeBron topic I want to get into a little bit later. All right. Technically 2 LeBron topics, but Deuce McBride. Now, Deuce McBride is somebody who was a fan favorite. Deuce everywhere. Deuce. Now it's trade Deuce. Everywhere you look, besides my brother who just called, he said, keep Deuce and get Khalil Ware. How many of you guys think that that's possible? That we could keep Deuce and get Khalil Ware from the Milwaukee Bucks? I think the Milwaukee Bucks are trying to build around Khalil Ware. I think that he was one of the targets in the Giannis trade. And I don't think that there's a world where they would trade him. And I think that they're going to try to play Turner and Ware together. So with that being said, why would they put this guy on the block? And if you were to get Khalil Ware, then the only player that could possibly get you Khalil Ware would be Deuce McBride. So I get that part of the trade Deuce narrative is that Deuce is such a good player and such a valuable player that you could get something valuable back. And I like height. So if I can flip one of these guards for a taller player, I'm always going to be with that. Because I feel like we're just too short. We got too many guys that are 6'5" and under. This is why I keep stressing 6'9". We need a 6'9" guy because, all right, you got Mo Diawara, right? Salute to Mo Diawara. Love Mo Diawara. Great guy. But are you trying to rely on a young player in the finals? I would prefer somebody more polished. Even if they're young, I need somebody who's been in games, who's averaging double digits, who shoots good, who defends at a high level. I know I'm talking about Gigi Jackson right now. But give me somebody like that who has played more basketball on this stage. Maybe not the NBA Finals, but in a regular season. And we just don't have that on this team. So Deuce McBride, I'm going to research mode, apparently is being courted by the Chicago Bulls. Or they should be courted, rather, by the Chicago. All right. Now, here's what they're trying to say. Of course, everybody starts the article, Knicks won the championship. Salute to that. We know we the champ, all right? Yeah, the roller coaster is an apt metaphor because the Knicks championship celebration hasn't inoculated the franchise from the harsh financial realities of the NBA salary cap dynamics. That's well written. I like that sentence right there. I like they use that word inoculated. That's fire. Anyway, the Knicks are a mere $3.3 million away from the second apron. Okay. But now, by the way, just to clarify that $3.3 million, that money, if we sign a veteran for more than that, like Drummond got 3.9, the cap hit will be 2.5. So whatever minimum you get a veteran, you can pay that. But however, with this, like if you have a player, let's say their minimum is 2.5, you could give them an additional $800K. So the 3.3 that's a good number depending on the type of free agent you're trying to get. All right. Knicks owner Dolan said he's not going there. All right. And given the circumstance, a wonderful opportunity exists for the Chicago Bulls. All right. Now, by the way, I dropped a video. Definitely check it out. Giving an alternative as to how the Knicks can keep Deuce McBride. I think there's a world where the Knicks could keep him. And I detail it very well as to how they could do it. However, if the Knicks do not go in that direction, more than likely, they would probably be looking for trade suitors for Deuce McBride. All right. Now, here's the thing. He could shoot the ball well, and the Bulls definitely could use shooting. They got their young boy, Caleb Wilson, who is my pick for rookie. I think Caleb Wilson will be the rookie of the year this year. It might be a super duper premature pick. I think it's going to be between him and Boozer. Even though AJ and Peterson are the two best players, I think because they're playing on stacked teams, is going to hurt their production. So, like, from a production standpoint, Caleb Wilson and Boozer will probably have more opportunity to dominate the stat sheet. Whereas, you know, AJ might be the best player on the Wizards, right? But he still has Trae Young and AD there. Two veteran players that are all-stars and all-NBA caliber players. So they got to figure out how to work on that. I know AJ is young and they're going to be good, but will that take away opportunities from AJ to shine? Or is AJ just that great where he's just better than Trae Young and AD right now? I think that the premier has a greater opportunity to present itself than the latter, but hey, you just never know. And then the same thing with Peterson. You know, he's with the Jazz. You got two all-stars on that team, and Triple J and marketing. Not to mention Ace Bailey, he needs his buckets. Not to mention Collier, George. They got a squad over there. So those teams are more stacked versus Boozer, Memphis, even though they got a lot of big guys, Memphis. And then when you're looking at Chicago, it's Chicago. He only got Josh Giddey is the really only guy, but Josh Giddey's he's a passer. You know, he's not trying to get all the stats. That isn't assists and rebounds. So Deuce McBride, you know, according to this article, he thinks that the Bulls should give up Deuce. Now, what I want to do to take it a step further is I want to go to the Bulls roster just to see if there's anybody on the team. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. And this is, I'm giving you my real-time process. When I come across an article and they don't mention the salaries in there and they don't present targets, that's when I'm like, yeah, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Let me get up for this Mitchell Robinson, godforsaken green. Hold on, let me get up out of there. Let me go to the Chicago Bulls. I don't think I've ever, no, I did. I looked at every team before. All right, so this is where they are right now. Man, they're a team that has so much leg room in terms of aprons and even the salary cap threshold, which I think the salary cap threshold 165. Is it there? Yeah, 165. Okay. So this is where I get the number from. Okay. And, you know, they literally will finish under they won't be a luxury tax team. This is a perfect position for a team like this because now they don't got to spend extra money on taxes. Anyway, nonetheless, they do got Norm Powell. Ooh, I just thought about it. Wait a minute. Hold up. I might have to change my Rookie of the Year pick. I forgot about Norm Powell. Yeah. Even though this team is not one of the better teams, they got some ball players on. By the way, this kid right here, I think he was in my players to watch. This kid, Leonard Miller. Bro, okay, hold up. Whoa. Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I just thought of something. This is why I like looking at stuff. Hey, if they need guards, and they do, let me see who they got. They got Dillingham. No, they got Trey Jones and Dillingham. They can hold it down. Yeah, that's how they got Giddey. They got guards. So they don't even really need Deuce, to be honest. But damn, yo. I like this Leonard Miller kid is nice. Man, I'm telling you, this kid is nice. Damn, I think he's like 6'8". Hold on, let me pull up his basketball reference. Let me pull up his this kid. I like this kid. Yeah, 6'10", 220. This kid is amazing, bro. Yo, if I could flip Pacome Dowdy, I know they're not doing it. I'm doing it right now. Right? This kid doesn't get a lot of time. He was a second-round pick, but he could play, bro. Trust me. He's better than Pacome. I'm sorry, Pacome. I love you. But this kid right here, bro. But I wouldn't trade Deuce for him. I think Deuce is too accomplished, right? Like, this kid is like still finding himself in the league. So I wouldn't do Deuce for him. Like, if I'm trading Deuce, it's gonna be for a player who can play. But damn, I would love to get this kid, like, if it was a package, like, let me see who else they got. Yeah, they're not giving up Swan. They just drafted him. They got Claxton. Patrick Williams makes too much money. Jalen Smith makes too much money. Even though Jalen Smith would be perfect. Jalen Smith would be the perfect big man for the Knicks. He could play the 4-5 and he shoot threes, but we can't afford him. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. They don't really have a trade for Deuce. And once again, this is why, when you look at these articles, don't just share them, because they're not giving you enough information. Right? So, but the Chicago Bulls getting Deuce McBride, I don't really see a trade package that would work, but I wouldn't mind getting the Miller kid. Now, hold on. Now, let me think about it. If I could get the Miller kid and I don't know, you think we could get a first round pick for Deuce? If they would give us a first round pick, right? Or a swap and like a second round or something like that, I might do it. I ain't gonna lie. I know Deuce is too accomplished for Miller, but that Miller kid could play, bro. He's 6'10" on the perimeter with it. Anyway, let me get back to the phone lines. My mind is just racing now. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. Damn. I ain't gonna lie, man. That Miller kid. And the funny thing about the league, bro, not every team, but mostly every team has a player like that. You're like, yo, this kid is just super nice. Like, I just heard the thunder. Here comes the rain. But every team has a kid just stashed away on their bench that is just super nice. Might have to close that window if that thunder continues. Get my man Rock on the line. Hey, what's going on, Rock?
Chilling, Kurt. What's going on, man?
I'm curious to see. You got a lot of time. I'm curious to see which direction you want to go in today.
Oh man,
Let's go.
Listen to the last thing you said, man. A first round pick from the Bulls next season sounds good, man.
You think we could get that?
I mean, you were saying that you didn't want to give up Deuce. I understand, he's but we got to look toward the future, man. And I'm just looking at this previous draft that you just went by. There's so much talent in the first round, man. Jules, man, and who's to say who's to say what's gonna be available next year in the first round?
Ooh. So if you could get a first round pick for Deuce next year, you're doing the deal.
Might have to.
Because I thought about that too, because that might change it. Yeah, you get a first round pick, you might have to change that.
Yeah, because look, we got a ring in without Deuce making a significant contribution, bro. Mm-hmm. And which goes back to something I really wanted to talk to you about. Just like during the season, everybody was too hard on Mikal, man.
Yes.
And like you said, and what everybody can't average 20 points. Right. That's what stats are for. Just like they say when OG scores a certain amount of points, like 22 points or so, we have a 80% win record, something like that. Right. So somebody got to sacrifice, and there's no problem for Mikal to be sacrificing, especially when he could concentrate on locking somebody down and get easy baskets by just hitting open threes and getting out on the break ahead of everybody. That's how that's how the system runs. And people don't see that; they just see numbers. Oh, why he don't average 20 points? The system doesn't allow for him to average 20 points because we're more successful this way. Right. It goes back to what you were saying before, and when you said you played against this G League player.
Oh man!
And the kid was nice. People always assume that if you're on the bench or you're in the G League, that you're not good. That's not true. These are the best players in the world. It's just that the coaching staff wants to go in a particular direction with these players being the lead players and these guys being on the end of the bench because they feel that this is the way their team the most productive and it's advantageous towards them. But the last man, the 12th, 15th man on the bench will tear anybody up, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
10
But
seconds.
I'm thinking towards the future. That the last thing you said, man.
Okay. Well, all right. That's interesting. I when I first looked at the article, I was like, but then I thought about it. If I could get a first round pick for Deuce, you might have to do that. First round pick, my brother.
I had
Thank you,
something to
man.
say about Braun, but we ran out of time, so.
Okay. All right.
Bro.
Next time. Big time salute.
All right, take it easy, bro.
By the way, I'm gonna be back tonight as well. So we got a whole lot. Bro, I got like 8 more topics. Yeah, 8 more topics. And some of them include LeBron. I didn't even get to my LeBron topics yet. Or did we? We kind of did tackle about LeBron a little bit. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. Oh man, we got Sixers fans. Hey, listen, to all you Sixers fans, call up the line. 646-995-8389. Don't just be a chatty patty. Oh wow. So breaking news talking about Philadelphia. Right? Because LeBron got to stack his team up. So we got breaking news out of Philadelphia. Shams reports that the Sixers are trading center forward Johnny Broome, who actually was a ball player in college. I actually remember him. All right. So they're trading Johnny Broome and a second round pick to the Clippers for cash. Wait, what? Hold up. Are they trying to say that Johnny Broome is that bad of a player? You got to trade Johnny Broome and a second round pick to the Clippers for cash. Sources tell ESPN the deal allows the 76ers to stay under both aprons while signing LeBron James and Pope. I don't know. Are y'all scared of Contavious Caldwell Pope? He plays a little defense, but I ain't gonna lie. Man, that is Jalen Brunson food right there, dog. Like, he doesn't have a prayer's chance in hell to guard Jalen Brunson. So, yeah, the Sixers making moves out here, y'all. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They gave up a second round pick, too. Damn, well, maybe you could look at it like, well, we're getting Pope. So, we get cash and Pope. I guess. That's how you want to look at it. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. See who this is. And once again, if I miss your call, I am doing callbacks. All right, just call back. Get my man Mike from not from the islands in the building. Uh-oh. What's going on, Mike?
You are the player. You are the one that's addressing issues, real issues.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
The reason you addressing real issues, you said Leonard Miller. You said
I know the Hoopers.
You said G.G. Jackson.
Mm-hmm. I know the Hoopers.
And you said Riley over there.
That's a fact.
That's what we need to do. We as champions have to have teams adjust to us, not us looking to adjust to everything everybody else doing. They are only doing what they're doing because the Knicks won the championship.
Facts.
They just see where we did not address our limitations. Okay, they're saying Bridges, he was a little set aside, maybe by his time, maybe by his touches. But I saw the body on court. I saw his reactions to a lot of different things, and they had to bench him at the end of certain games to pull out games. Bridges was not attacking. He wasn't getting foul calls. He was fading away all the time during the season. He comes alive at certain parts in the playoffs. And even when he was doing well that game, when it was just him, when all the other starters was on the bench, when he went to drive, when we were going to try to catch the lead, he got stripped so hard. It was pathetic. And he alluded to that at the end of that game. He can't be getting stripped. And I'm glad he said that. But what I'm saying is, we are starting a guy that should be playing a 2-guard and Josh Hart at power forward. We are saying he's a power forward. We are saying the 3-and-D guy forever is a shooting guard. The Knicks, again, are doing the square pegs and round holes. The players that you mentioned can handle the ball, go to the basket, have height, oversee the defense, help Brunson and Cat out. And then Bridges can do his thing the way he likes to do it in the shadows. And Josh Hart could be the glue guy. But these guys, I don't know, Josh could be coming off the bench because we need a power forward that we could dump it down in there too to help out in the starting 5 so we don't be trailing every game. And my man Bridges needs to just do like we wanted Grimes to do. Show up. Battle for your position. Or there's a guy named Trey Murphy III that we can use.
You're not getting, stop naming guys. You know you're not getting them. Stop.
I know it's hard. and my man that you named from Milwaukee, what's the center name? Khalil Ware? Oh, man, he would be great. But we're not getting them. And then my man, what's his name? Leon, that needs to listen to you. Leon could address these issues in the draft. Well, we didn't draft because we trying to do the payroll. And I was like, if he would have drafted 2 players in that first round, we wouldn't even be talking about going after nobody. Sanak and Carl, they're going to be in rotations. What we looking to be in a rotation is Dadier and Diawara, who couldn't crack the summer league. So I'm not looking forward to that. That's all I'm saying, Quan.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that part. I'm not with you with the Bridges, but I'm with you on that part.
I still need GG here, Miller, and Will Riley. I need these guys.
Oh my God!
Because we can't go into getting our rings and then we get guys that's not going to show up. Then they're going to have no more excuses. Come on, we the champions. We shouldn't be talking about excuses anymore.
Okay, man. Hey, man, great call, Mike. I appreciate you, and because you always know all the young, nice players, man. Big time salute.
No, I listen. I hear what you're saying, and I do research, and I was like, damn, he's right. 6'9", handling the ball, going inside, outside. No answer for him. Brunson would feed off of that because they're going to triple and quadruple him, and some guys are going to stand there watching, and I'm scared of that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Thank you, Mike. Great call. Great call.
All right.
Hey, let me tell you something. Mike was on the money about the young guy. I disagree with the Josh Hart and Bridges because Josh Hart is the small forward. Bridges is a 2, and OG is the 4. But I do agree with that Hart shouldn't be the backup 4. Because off the bench, we go with Shamet, we go with Clarkson, and Jose is too little. You know, I think you need a real power forward. Even if you go with those 3 guards, get a real power forward there. Don't give me the Mo Diawara. Listen, I'm trying to win a championship, bro. I'm not just trying to have a good team. I want to get to the finals, bro. And so, you know, if Deuce is not on the bill for the future, Leon, we can't afford to have Deuce walk the way we did Mitch walk. Because Mitch walking and Deuce walking is 2 different walks. You couldn't find a team to take Mitch last year. It's just facts. Or there wasn't a beneficial trade for you. That's just facts. But now you get a guy like Deuce McBride, who's on a favorable contract that is valuable. And he's one of the most underrated players in the league. So you got to get something for that. If you can get that first pick from the Bulls, that's a future play. That's a midseason trade play, right? That's another play for another move that could be made midseason, just in case if you have to pivot off of something you may have. But if that Miller kid, if I can get a first round pick in the Miller kid for Deuce, I'm doing it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. The Miller kid, bro, I'm telling you right now, there's so many kids that are so nice in this league. And like I said, when I watch these teams, I'm like, yo, who the hell is Quentin Jack? Like, you just be seeing these players that are so nice, but they don't get no time. Then you go check their backstory, like, damn, this dude is on a 2-way contract. This dude just came from the G League. A lot of talent out there. So sometimes, maybe we go away from, of course, you could bring nickel, right? But maybe for the last 2-way spots, let's get a Jamarian Sharp. Let's get some other blood in there. You feel me? So I hear some of y'all, but Leon has a plan and we talking, but I'm just saying, man, I need a splash, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I need a splash. What's good, Sean?
Yo, what's good, Karan? What's going on, chat?
Hey, man, we having a good conversation, man. A lot of topics. I know you might be at work, but man, where you want to go?
Oh, nah, man, I'm off today, so it's a blessing to be off. And
okay, that's what's
about
up.
to rain in Virginia, so I'm trying to get ready for that.
Right. Okay.
Facts. But nah, real quick, you've been hitting on all points and cylinders, man. Everything that you talking about it makes good sense. Actually, I wanted to ask you a question. You said it's crazy because I learned Leonard Miller by you last year when we played Chicago. I want to say the third game. You told us to keep an eye out for him, and ever since then I have. And he can shoot the outside shot. He's a real good defender. He lanky. He young. He's 6'9". Like, good. I want to ask you, instead of trading Deuce for him, what do you think we can trade Pacone for him, or do Pacone make too much money?
Nah, they in the same ballpark because remember they under the luxury tax.
Right, so that's what I was saying.
Under the salary cap.
Maybe we can trade Gaudier, maybe a second rounder for him.
I would give up 2 for him, but I don't know if Leon would give up 2 for him.
Well, see, you might have to give up 2 for him because he's still a young developing player. Now, me, if I was the GM, hey, take two and take Pacone. Hasta la vista. Let me get him real quick.
Right.
That's just me. So
that's just me, bro.
I definitely do that trade. Now, also looking at Chicago roster, I want to ask you about Noah Singate. Do you think they still got interest in developing Noah Singate? Because it looked like he took a little back seat last year.
They got a lot of talent, bro. Like, all of these teams, they're trash, but their talent, just because they trash, it don't mean they don't got good young players. They just don't know how to use them. That's all that is. But it's just too hard, bro. Like, the NBA is too hard, bro. Like, some players, you're just not good enough.
Absolutely.
Maybe at the moment, maybe later he might be better suited. But right now, they got Caleb Wilson. Like, it's too much, bro. And
I was just about to say, yep. So that's why I was just about to say, Caleb Wilson is taking over his spot, so he's gonna have to take a backseat. They also gonna have Jalen Smith playing because they're gonna try to boost his trade value up just to get him off the books. They already got Knicks Claxton and playing the center, so them 2 spots is pretty much locked down right there. Then you got Parcellis that's playing the 3, the 2.
Oh, man, I forgot about him. Oh God, they got a squad, bro, of talent.
Hey, if I'm Leon Rose, I'm calling Chicago to see what they doing with Miller or Singate. That's just me.
I know. I'm with you. For
sure. So with that being said, I want to get all my Knicks fans to understand this. I know Khalil Ware is a great player. He's a phenomenal talent, especially towards El Figgy. This is for her. I love her, but El Figgy, I'm sorry. The Bucks is not going to trade Khalil Ware to the Knicks anyways.
Right.
That was the whole package for Giannis. We heard the rumors they wanted to trade Hero. They didn't even want to keep Hero, but eventually they did because they needed the scoring power. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and he's a hometown kid too. They could sell that.
Exactly, and he's a hometown kid. But I really feel like Khalil Ware was the main package for that Giannis trade.
Listen, you got to think about it, right? Like, why would they think? All right, so let's say they wanted to trade Khalil. Like, here's another logical part that that we don't get because we just focus on the Knicks.
Right.
If they are willing to trade Khalil Ware, why would they trade him to us when we don't have the best package of picks?
That's another thing that I was coming to hit you with. We don't even have the best package, and
Right.
also I just feel like they will ask for a lot also, you know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah.
if they was to trade him, they would trade him high and be like, oh, we need we need 2 first rounders for him or something like that.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
only
Not in 2030. We talking about like next year and the following year.
Yeah,
You feel
exactly.
me?
And then the only first rounders we got is the 2033 one, right?
2033, and we could swap the 2032.
Okay, yeah, and swap the 2032. Correct. Correct. So yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
why do I gotta wait then when I can get a team right now that has 2 first rounds in the next 2 years? That's all I'm saying. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just
No, no, no. I feel you. I feel you though. So that's
Mhm.
why I was thinking too. So that's why I was just trying to get Knicks fan to understand, because I'm with you on the
Yeah.
same page. I just didn't see, like, I would love to have them. Don't get me wrong, but it just
No, we all would.
the logic and the business about it just doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. Another thing, the Mikal, it's crazy because I just watched that whole interview that you were just talking about with him on the 7 p.m. podcast, and I feel like Mikal is coming into this season with a different mindset, bro, because the way he was talking and was saying, like, he had so much pressure on him from the outside noise to the way he was playing ball. And then the way the guys, Marshawn and Carmelo, was just boosting him up and saying, nah, man, you played
Yeah.
great, bro. You doing this, and that. I feel like he needed that. He needed that recognition from his peers and from the OGs to let him know, like, nah, bro, it's good to have down moments because you
Right.
continue to play every game. You elevated your game, and he was the best defender on our team this playoffs. I totally agree with you said. He
Thank you.
was the best defender. Okay,
Thank you,
so
Sean. Listen, man, I appreciate that, man. And look, I'm gonna be back tonight, so we're gonna talk some more. If you
much.
available.
I'm most definitely be available. Most definitely.
Okay.
So I'll see you
Thank
tonight,
you, man.
man. South
All right.
Jamaica
Big
Queen
time
signing
salute.
out. You heard?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Big Queens in the building, man. Keep the calls coming. I wanted to look something. I can't remember. There was something I wanted to check really quickly on my phone. It was about what we were talking about. I forgot. Oh, no. I know what it is. Yeah, because I said I was gonna give away 5 memberships if we reached 100 likes. So I was just checking to make sure we got there. That's all I was doing. So let me see where we are on the likes. All right, man, we don't got enough likes, man. We got to continue getting these likes up. Smash that like button. I want to give away 5 memberships. All right, to you guys. All you have to do is like the video. All right, and listen, my channel membership is very active. I'm getting ready to go back outside and start hooping. The Objective Fan Hoops. I stream that. We got members only Sundays. We got the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. We got challenges coming up, members challenges. We got the bracket challenge we're doing. We got the fantasy league. Listen, I'm telling you, when you join this channel, it comes with a lot. All right, it's not just a donation. It comes with a lot. We got well over 90 plus members only videos. It's a movie over here for sure. All right, but definitely smash that like button because I do want to give away these things. That's what I was trying to check on the back end. All right. I'm gonna get to some LeBron stuff. I know a lot of y'all tired of LeBron, but I'm letting you know, you better get familiar because we're gonna be talking about LeBron consistently throughout the year. All right. Because now he's in Philly. That's right there. Right. Is Philly the closest city? Yeah. Philly is the closest city. You got Washington is a little further out. Boston's a little further out. Yeah, and in Toronto is in a whole nother country, but it's right there. Right? It's not too far away. So yeah, they're the closest city. So you're gonna be hearing about LeBron all the time. So yeah, be prepared to be not grossed out with LeBron, but you're gonna hear a lot of LeBron news. Now, here's that was the line. The Nas song in Ether. Godson of Cross the Belly, I prove you lost already. That was the line I was looking for, right? Because when I heard this news from the Philadelphia 76ers about LeBron and where he's planning on living, I was like, word, it all makes sense. So, quick question, right? If you get a new job in Philly and you live in New York, would you move to Philly or would you commute to Philly? And we're talking about New York City. Would you move to Philly or would you commute to Philly? What would be easier? Because remember, in New York, you got New York taxes, right? You got New York rent, New York mortgage rates, New York everything, right? Or would you just move to Philly? What would you do? What would you do? LeBron James, all right? And this is the reports, and I was still waiting to hear more on this. But I got another article from the Daily News. Bam! LeBron James officially signs with the 76ers, and he might live in New York. What type of jacked up commute is that, dog? That is a jacked up commute. You gonna travel to Philly every day? Who does that? Who's going to Philly every day? The most somebody would do, and people who have done this, get an apartment there, stay there 5 days out the week, and then on the weekends you go home. We've seen people, but the commute, the LeBron James era in Philly is underway. Oh God. All right. James, New York City area, at least non-basketball version of it, might not be too far behind. Days after Shams reported James might live in New York City, he said might. So that's why I was like, ah. Now, Jersey makes way more sense. Jersey makes way more sense. Now, he wants to commute via helicopter. Good luck with that, B. Listen, helicopters every day. Oh, my goodness. Fellow insider Brian Windhurst said Monday that it seems like James will live at least part-time in New York. Okay? So that's Wendy saying that. When LeBron emerged from his decision-making cocoon that he was in, he had interest in living in New York City. So this right here confirms that LeBron, okay, definitely wanted to be with the Knicks. Now, I don't know if the Knicks turned him down. Salute to my man Sam Amico. I know he reported that. Nobody else reported on it. I'm waiting for the other people to corroborate that. He's the only one to say that. Does it mean it's not true? No. Does it mean it's true? I don't know. So I don't like to be in limbo. But there was some desire for LeBron to be with the Knicks. You living in New York City, but playing for the Sixers? And you don't got to put, like, you going to take helicopters every day. Are you going to live right by the helicopter? Now, or is the now, it might make sense if the helicopter pad is on his roof. So if he just got to go to his roof, that's fine. But if he has to drive across town to go to the helicopter and then take the helicopter every day, dog, come on, bro. What are we talking about? That's just a waste of fuel. Fuel in flight. Anyway, for 15 years, the New York Knicks dreamed of LeBron. All right. And was the Knicks actually at this time as the defending champions who were not interested in LeBron? All right. Is this Wendy? Yeah, this is Wendy. Right. But the Knicks could not be interested in LeBron, but telling LeBron no, that's something entirely different. Before James reached a 2-year, $8 million contract with the Sixers, his agent Rich Paul said the Knicks would have been the destination had they not won the championship. Dude, you don't call shots like that. I mean, I would have took you even when we won the championship. But that's just me. But don't think that means you just calling shots and now, you dictate what we're going to do. You don't know what we would have decided to do. The hell? All right. Now, we know that he always speak highly of the Garden. All right. And Rich Paul said that there were 20-something teams that reached out. The Knicks were not one of them. So the Knicks were not one of the teams to reach out. Okay. But did the inverse happen? Did LeBron reach out to the Knicks? But I think more than likely, when the Knicks didn't reach out, he was like, all right, we're going to go in a different direction. And that's a fair thing to do. Right? That's what I believe happened. That's just me. Okay. Knicks president, Rich Paul called his all boss, Knicks president Leon Rose, and that's about the interest. They had a cordial conversation, but that's where it ended. So hey, Rich Paul called his old boss, and this is what was said. But it never said the Knicks told him no. And he also never said, oh yeah, we want to come to the Knicks, and the Knicks said no. That was Sam Amico, for the record. We reported that. Because according to Rich Paul, it was only 2 teams. So it's just a lot of like, this person said this person said that. It's all over the goddamn place. It's a LeBron James mess. And honestly, we didn't need this mess in New York. Especially not coming off a championship, but call up if you want to talk about it. LeBron James living in New York. It's like, if that's not the biggest confirmation that the Philadelphia 76ers isn't little bro, I don't know what is. Because if Philly was popping like that on the 76ers scene, that's an Eagles town, by the way. Go ask Jalen Brunson. He'll tell you about it. They don't give a damn about the Sixers in Philadelphia. Not like that. Not like that. It's not popping, dog. That's why LeBron doesn't want to live down there. He want to be with New York. But we didn't want him. So he didn't want to be the one with his hand left out at the altar. This is actually a really good article by the Daily News. You want to check it out. But what do you guys think about that? If you want to talk about it, 646-995-8389. Call up, let me know. I'm hearing the thunder. Must mean the rain is getting ready to start soon. Let me see where we are on the likes. Do a like check. Still don't got enough likes, y'all. Smash that like button so we get those likes up. Very important to the YouTube algorithm. And I want to give away some memberships. I'm just in a good mood. A good festive mood. I just can't, salute to all the youngins out there who love basketball. I'm not gonna lie. When the doctor told me I was good to play basketball, I felt like I was a teenager all over again, just anticipating the next day I'm going to play ball. And, honestly, I feel like, and Maxine probably going to be like, no, you're not. You're not going to do that. But I think I got my mind made up. I think I'm going to go out there and shoot every other day. Just every other day, get shots up. Whether I'm playing hard or not, I just want to be out in the park while the weather is nice every other day. So, like, let's say I go today. Today is what? Tuesday. I go back Thursday. I just want to have that rhythm, that pattern. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Salute to the live chat. Continue smashing that like button. We got another topic too I can get into. This topic is similar to another video I dropped. Why this summer was different from last summer. But I want to keep an eye out on the likes too, because as soon as we hit that 100 like mark, I definitely want to give away those memberships. So smash that like button if you didn't smash it. All right. Now, there's the Knicks have a luxury this offseason that we probably never had. The 70s was a different day, different era. Even though it was the same league, it was a different time. But I truly believe that in New York City, we have a big time luxury. One, we got the city of New York, which is always amazing. Salute to New York City. But two, we have the championship, and everybody, and I mean everybody, has their eyes on us. It's like that Tupac song, All Eyes on Me. That is the theme of the Knicks this summer. We've been seeing it. You know, we got young players. I did the video, I dropped a clip on Cam Boozer, where he said that the Knicks, you know, he embodies everything about the New York Knicks basketball. His game is predicated on the way the Knicks play. That's what Cam Boozer, the third pick in the draft. And like I said, I think that we turned the corner. It's not going to be another 53-year-old drought. I think that the youth are going to be so enthralled with the Knicks that you're going to have star players long after Brunson wanting to come to New York. Now, I want to talk about this luxury that the Knicks have at the moment. Because we, you know, look at what we did. You know, we set records in the finals. Going back to the ball-headed guy. This is a big deal. So LeBron going to the 76ers is just like you taking all of that branding and putting it in such a small pond. He might drain out the entire water. If he splashes into that Philadelphia pond, all the water will leave the pool or will leave the pond. Anyway, the Knicks luxury that let them sit out the LeBron James chase comes with a heavy reality. All right. Knicks disinterested in LeBron James represents their new reality. All right. Now they want to talk about the pressure. I think the players that we have and the coach that we have, I think that we thrive under pressure. Like Jalen Brunson is just, he's him. So I don't foresee the pressure really getting to us. You know, but that's a whole nother topic. But LeBron willing to accept little money on a minimum, which is crazy. All right. Adds fuel to the Knicks' decision to not pursue him. All right. So he decided to go to our rivals. I dropped that video because I saw the sign right there. I said it's either the Knicks, LeBron wants to join the Knicks, or he wants to go to a rival to target the Knicks. Drop the clip on that. LeBron, no, that was actually the video. It was actually the live video, right? LeBron has the Knicks in his target. This is exactly what I was talking about. All right. The nearest city, literally, he went to the closest city so he could fly a helicopter every day because he wants to be a part of. Look at LeBron wanting to be a part of us, man. Salute to LeBron for wanting to be in New York. It's too bad we didn't want you. Anyway. So the luxury that we have. And also, you know, this narrative that they want to put out there that the last thing you want to do is mess up something like that. The Knicks have a good thing. If the Knicks hadn't won the title, there would be no board. Like that rhetoric right there is just, it's just so problematic to me. I honestly, I don't like it because you're making it seem like you had to come save us. I don't like that at all. To me, it's a false narrative, right? Because we were never looking for LeBron to come save us. Maybe back like 10 years ago, but I was never on the LeBron James train because I never thought that we had the opportunity to get him. All right. But next season, I mean, it's already panned out for us to potentially play 5 games against the Sixers. Because at this point in time, we're in the same NBA Cup group. So to all my conspiracy people, all my rig people, if the Sixers and the Knicks are in the Cup game, and let's say we have the best record in the Cup bracket, and they make the wild card, we would play each other a 5th time. Just saying, for all my conspiracy people. But here's the real thing. This is a real cool fact. And I was gonna say this for later, but you know, I'm gonna put this on the screen now since we're talking. Let's have a conversation. This is from Kaushi. This is, to me, is a cool fact. LeBron and Giannis both wanted to be Knicks, and now they're playing for their backup teams because the Knicks won the title. We completely flipped the narrative. The narrative that I started. Oh, you don't win a championship without an MVP or All-NBA first teamer. Y'all remember that? I started that. So have you heard anyone talk about that? I was the one that introduced that to the basketball community. And then these Knicks just come, a team of destiny, and completely shift the foundation of in the world of basketball going forward, that you can win when you're doubted. But the truth of the matter is, my statement and my premise wasn't wrong, because Jalen Brunson should have been an All-NBA first teamer. I know shoulda, coulda, wouldas doesn't help, but the fact is he was snubbed in 2024, and he'll more than likely be an All-NBA first teamer or possibly MVP this year. So even then, my narrative will be corrected. He just didn't win it before he won, but I think Brunson is a first teamer in this league, especially last season and in 2024. So the fact that we have a team that is great enough to tell these guys, hit the road, Jack. Leon Rose, Brock Aller, Worldwide West, James Dolan. Man, oh my God, hold up. Breaking news. What the hell? Not news. It's not news, but it's a crazy rumor. And listen, I keep telling, bro, I keep telling y'all, I forgot to do the MVP donors. I'm going to do that. I keep telling y'all that y'all keep sleeping on the Lakers, bro. Y'all going to put some respect on the Lakers' name. I just seen a message. Where the hell is it? Oh, man. I don't see it now. Anyway, I don't have the exact quote. I don't know where it went. Just disappeared. But the Los Angeles Lakers are in talks with the Chicago Bulls to land the Terry kid. I'm sorry, I'm not Terry. To land Smith. Okay, Jalen Smith. We was just talking about him. Ain't that crazy? The Los Angeles Lakers are in trade talks with the Bulls right now to get Jalen Smith. So now when you want to talk about defense, there's your defense. You got him and Kessler. I'm telling you, y'all could sleep on I got the Lakers and the Knicks in the NBA Finals, y'all. All right? I got the Lakers and the Knicks in the Finals. Let's still see if I can put this on the screen. What do y'all think about that? There's your defense. Oh, yeah, okay. I got the source now. I can share it. Just to show you I'm not capping. Put this on the screen. Jalen Smith is a potential trade target for the Lakers. Los Angeles can acquire both Smith. Do you see this? Both Smith and Kuminga in separate transaction. Potential framework. Jake LaRavia, or Jaden Hardy, Dalton Connect, and second round picks for Smith. That deal is done. Holy cow. Holy cow, bro. They get Kuminga and Smith. That could be the starting lineup. Kuminga, is not shooting. Well, no. Smith could shoot threes. Smith definitely could shoot threes. Do you start him? I don't know. But Kuminga is the only, he don't really shoot threes well. That's the only downside to Kuminga in LA. They would need 3-point shooting, to really max him. They're still a threat, but they just need some more shooting, man. Man, Smash it. What are y'all doing, man? We 13 likes away from 100. I've tried to give away memberships, man. What are we doing? Smash that like button. Holy cow, we talking basketball, bro. Please do me a favor. Smash that like button so I could give away these memberships, man. Los Angeles Lakers going to, I keep telling you, they going to be a problem, bro. Y'all can sleep on them if you want to. I am not taking a nap. I am not taking a nap, but they smash that like button. All we need is 11 more likes. This is insane. In the meantime, while y'all smashing that like button, I'm gonna give a big time salute to my MVP donors. You know, I come from Brooklyn, so in Brooklyn we spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. All right, so I'm gonna give a big time salute to AP, Super Duper Mod, Buzzer Beater, what's good? Don't call me Cleo, call me Champ. What's good? CW Flash, OKF Nation in the building. FBA Freeman, big time salute to you. Hakeem, the Dream, even though you wacky, salute to you, Hakeem the Dream. J-Tap, what's good? OKF Nation Plus. Jesse, OKF Nation. K-Hub, what's up? All right, my man Kevin, big time salute to you. LD, what's up? Mellow Mike, Rowan the Afro, Tugboat Taylor, OKF Nation, man. Big time salute to all of those people. Super Chat crew. And then to my Cash App crew, Ty, Angie, Blue, and Gino, man. I appreciate all of you guys. You spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. I'm trying to give away these memberships. All we got to do is smash that like button. Just 8 likes away. Man, Lakers about to get a squad. I keep telling. So look. Lakers, Knicks in the finals. One, it's the most money the league can make for all the conspiracy people out there, right? You got the Luka Brunson story. They like Ken and Ryu. It's a big story. 1973 rematch from 53 years ago. Will the Lakers get their revenge, right? 2 of the biggest markets in basketball with the most fans. It'll be crazy. And one of the things I kept saying is the Lakers are not done. Lakers are not done. See, y'all looking at the team right now. I know they were pushing hard to get Kuminga, right? Now, let's say you can't get Kuminga. DeRozan's there. Bradley Beal is there. I mean, there's so much there. But this move for Smith, that's a move the Lakers need. Now you got another big guy who can defend. It's crazy, man. Crazy, man. But smash that like button, man. We got to just 6 more likes. I'm giving it away. We can take a peek to see who's in the chat, my people. What's going on? Buddha Master says, okay. Dallas, you waiting on Dallas. Okay. Let me see my man J-Tab. Okay. In a spicy conversation with somebody, or is that for me? What am I wrong about, J-Tab, if that's for me? I don't know what I did. You might be talking to somebody else. Salute to the chat. Chat is lit. E. Gibson, what's good? Angie, what's going on? OKF Nation. JJ say, we the blueprint. Facts. Salute to the live chat, man. What's good, Randall? Oh, y'all lit in there, man. Smash that like button, man. So hold on, is this like, are we in a hurricane? Because I caught that Sean said it's supposed to rain down there in Virginia. So it's like the whole East Coast flooded right now. I mean, it ain't raining where I'm at. It might be raining in New York, but it's just not raining where I'm at right now. Let me just see if I could. Oh wow, yeah, this storm's scattered across from here to Virginia. Wow. Yeah, heavy rain too. But, you know, New York City is kind of light right now. Where I'm at, oh, it might be raining where I'm at too, but it's not, it's light rain. It ain't, you know, it ain't that do-do. Do-do. It ain't that. Salute the L Figgy. Keep telling y'all about the Lakers, man. And I'm standing on my pick until I see somebody else make moves like this. My pick is the Lakers and the Knicks, and it's gonna be a battle. We not sweeping the Lakers in the finals, bro. That will be a battle for supremacy. I think we could beat them, but it ain't gonna be easy, y'all. That man Luka is dangerous. Oh wow, you got a tornado watching DC. That's crazy. Come on, y'all. We only got a couple of more likes, man. I'm trying to give away these memberships, man. What's the deal? What's the deal? Y'all don't want the memberships? You ain't got low love for the channel memberships? What are we doing? But yeah, LeBron, in terms of LeBron James, though, if you're sick of LeBron and you don't want to hear about LeBron, I feel bad for you because that's all you're going to hear about. It's going to be LeBron and the Sixers and the Knicks. Notice how I said that. LeBron and the Sixers versus the Knicks because LeBron is his own entity. Nobody cares about the 76ers versus the Knicks. It's LeBron and the 76ers versus the Knicks. That is the narrative. That is the narrative, y'all. But, yo, Figgy, I got to give it to you, Figgy, because you convinced me that we could get better. There's another level for these Knicks to get better, right? There's another level for these Knicks to elevate. And you were right. And the fact that we're in the position to say, nah, we good. It would be nice to have LeBron on the minimum, but we're not even going to reach out. Man, Giannis, we're not even going to inquire because, to be honest, we had the Giannis conversation last season, and they were playing games. They were playing games. You feel me? Hold on. All right, 2 more likes, y'all, and I'm giving away these memberships. So, Figgy, I got to give you the credit. Okay, you convinced me. But I do think, though, Figgy, though, I think Leon is going to do something. I don't think it's going to be all the way the same. I got faith in Leon adding a little splash. It might not be the big splash like LeBron, but I think there's going to be a splash. But saying no to these guys, honestly, I would have never thought there'd be a world where I would say no to these guys. And y'all know, some of y'all was subscribed when I started talking about Giannis. Every day. We talked about Giannis every day. Oh, big time salute to you, Sir James. I see you watching from Maine. Salute to Maine, man. Salute to everybody. Salute to all the diaspora and Knicks fans, man. We in the building, man. We in the building. Nick, yo, one thing I would say about this show, we get Knicks fans that call from everywhere. Indiana, Milwaukee, Boston. I mean, we got Knicks fans everywhere. Sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, are you a Knicks fan? By the way, salute to y'all. We reached the 100 like mark. We definitely hit that like mark, the 100 like mark. So I got to give away these memberships, man. All right. So I'm giving away some memberships, man. Let's see who gets lucky. Now, this is completely random. I don't pick who gets it. All right. It's completely random. So let's see. Okay, we got my man. Okay, HRM the Great. Welcome back. Oh, okay. Well, HRM, you was definitely a member already, but that's cool. Salute to my man HRM. All right, getting a month. Listen, I am goated. What's good? 23. Okay, I see you. Is that my man Grady High School? Knickerbocker Bodega Mayor. Okay, welcome back to the membership, Grady High. I'm gonna be hooping too, Grady High. So yeah, you can check me out. Mod Drives. What's good? Okay, Angel Crispin, what's good? Hey, salute to y'all. Definitely names I definitely recognize. You know, I love it. You know, sometimes we get a whole lot of new people. They get the membership and they don't even be over here like that. So I like to see the regulars get the membership, man. Big time salute to y'all. I mean, some of y'all already know the channel membership comes with a lot. We got the Discord server. We got the, fantasy basketball league. We got the Pick'em challenge, the bracket challenge rather, not the. Well, we also got Pick'em challenge too, but that's not just for members. But we got the bracket challenge. We got so much, man. It's just a lot that comes with the membership. So salute to everybody who was just gifted a channel membership. I just want to let you guys know we will be back tonight. All right. Tonight is going down. Level-headed Knicks talk. We got to talk about opening night. There's more topics. There's a lot more topics. So I will see you tonight. And until next time, as always, let's go Knicks.